Hi everyone, Karen and CJ here. We are here to talk to you for a few minutes about playing fetch with your dog. How to get them to play it, how to get them to bring the ball back and actually drop it, and how to get them to really enjoy it. Now, before I go any farther, I want to take a few minutes or a couple seconds to acknowledge that there are some dogs out there that just don't enjoy playing fetch. It's not something they want to do or enjoy doing, and that's okay. So we don't want to force our dog to do something just because we want to do it. If our dog doesn't enjoy it, we need to honor that for that. CJ happens to be one of those dogs. He loves to chase things, but he doesn't necessarily love to pick them up, bring them back to you, drop it, and then go chasing after it again. You could throw the ball once or twice, and then he'd be like, all right, let's do something else. And that's okay. So I play different games with him. So if you're struggling to teach your dog this, and your dog isn't enjoying it or isn't really getting it, that's okay. You can play other things with them. So let's dive in. The first and easiest way to get your dog to play fetch is with two balls. So you would take the first one, you would toss it. Once they go after it and they've picked it up, you'd start calling them back to you. Yeah, come here, good boy, oh, good job, yes, thank you. And then as soon as they get somewhat close to you, you'd magically make another ball appear. Oh, and in theory, they should drop the one that's in their mouth. And then you can toss this one. As they're running away, you'd pick up the one they dropped. Same thing. When they come back to you, a new ball. And you do that enough times that your dog learns, oh, okay, I should drop that. They'll throw it again. That's cool. I like this. So this is a great place to start. But if your dog is really not interested in that second ball, they're like, nah, I'm good with this one, I'm fine. That's where you can start to incorporate cues and things like that. So if you're finding that this doesn't work, there's another way. So the other way is a little bit more complicated though. You have to teach your dog a few different things. First, you need to teach them to drop it on cue, or spit it out, or let me see. Whatever phrase you want to use is perfectly fine. In our house, we use spit it out. Not the most eloquent, but it works. CJ never quite understood drop it, but spit it out worked. So what you would do is your dog would have something in their mouth. You don't necessarily have to be playing this with a tennis ball. It can be a toy of any kind. It can be a stuffed toy, a bone, whatever it is. You would go up to them and calmly say, drop it, and present them with a treat. When they smell that treat, they're gonna go, I want that treat instead. You do that enough times, your dog learns drop it means spit out what's in my mouth and I get something good. Eventually you can move away from having to trade them for a treat, but you have to teach them first that drop it means spit out what's in your mouth. Something good is gonna happen. Then you would start to incorporate it into your game of fetch. Whenever you're teaching a dog, whether it's with the 2 tennis balls or with drop it or whatever, I recommend staying close to begin with. And what I mean is you would really you'd have your dog right in front of you, toss it that far. And when your dog goes to get it, you would bring it back. See what I mean? He just kind of kicked it. He was like, nah, I'm not really into that. So if he had picked it up, I would have called him back to me. I would have said, spit it out. He would have dropped it, and then we would have kept playing. So if you stay very close to begin with, it makes it much easier for your dog. Versus if you throw the ball like a football field away, if you're that good, if you're Tom Brady, if you throw the ball very far, as you're calling your dog back, they kind of forget, they get confused. Am I supposed to come back? Do I get to just chase this? So start very close. He's just gonna toss it around now, and that's okay. So you'd stay very close. Then as you get farther and farther away with your tosses, I like to incorporate a long line, shocker. So I would put this on CJ. I would toss the ball very far away. When he picks it up, I would start to call him back to me. Should he be like, oh, I forgot what we're doing. Where am I? This is neat. Then I can use that long line to gently bring him back to me. Like, no, this is part of the game. You got to come back. And then again, over time, you fade out the use of the long line. This is just in the beginning. It's your security line. It teaches your dog, no, you actually have to come back if you want to keep playing. And then once they would get back to you, you would cue it to drop it. You may need to use that treat to encourage them to actually drop it, but then you can throw the ball and continue playing fetch. I hope this helps answer your question about how to play fetch with your dog and how to get them to actually drop it. If you have any questions or if you're still struggling with drop it, please feel free to reach out, let me know, ask questions. I'm here to help. And as always, don't forget to tell your dog I said hi. See you next time.